right, so get ready because today we're taking a deep dive into Forestville, Minnesota.
Forestville.
Yeah, it's an abandoned town. Like a whole town just preserved right there in the middle of the woods.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard of it.
But it's more than just empty buildings, though, right?
Right.
Like people report all these really strange experiences out there.
Yeah, Forestville holds a certain mystery, I'd say. Seems to cling to the very air. And the stories, well, they do seem to be rooted in the town's history, yeah.
So let's set the scene for our listeners.
Okay.
We've got this ghost town in the woods.
Right.
And people are seeing things.
Oh, yeah.
Like lights flickering in the windows of those abandoned buildings.
Yeah, long after the park closes for the night.
So spooky. What's the story there?
Well, picture this. You're walking through Forestville, it's dusk, and suddenly you see this warm glow coming from a window, let's say the general store.
Okay.
It looks like someone's inside, right? Maybe with a lantern or some candles, but the building is supposed to be empty.
I'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there any explanation for those lights? Or is this just a total mystery?
Well, there are some theories floating around, of course. Some folks think it could be reflections, maybe car headlights or something.
Yeah, okay.
Or maybe even some bioluminescent fungi.
What?
There are types that glow in the dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But honestly, those explanations don't always fit the descriptions that people give,
So it's not just a simple case of mistaken identity then?
Right.
Okay, so what about the town itself? I mean, what can you tell us about Forestville's history?
Well, Forestville had a pretty vibrant start, actually. Founded in 1852, it quickly became a bustling hub for the region. And a lot of that success was thanks to Thomas Mayen's General Store.
Oh, the one with the lights in the window.
That's the one.
Okay.
And Mayen himself was quite a figure. He was a farmer, businessman, even a state senator.
Wow.
His story is basically woven right into Forestville's rise and its eventual decline.
Okay, so what happened? Why did this thriving town turn into a ghost town?
Well, in the 1860s, the railroad bypassed Forestville.
Oh, okay.
And that essentially cut off its lifeline.
Yeah.
Without the railroad, the town lost its connection to the outside world and slowly faded away. Like the lifeblood was drained right out of it.
Almost like the town itself is holding on to some kind of resentment about that.
Yeah, you could say that.
Speaking of things that are unsettling, there are also reports of footsteps in that same general store.
Oh, you're talking about the footsteps on the second floor.
Yeah, the second floor.
Yeah, that's another one of those stories that really gets under people's skin. Visitors and even park staff have reported hearing heavy footsteps pacing back and forth up there.
But I thought you said the second floor was locked.
It is. Always locked, completely inaccessible to visitors, and that's what makes those footsteps so eerie.
Right.
Park staff have investigated, of course, tried to find some rational explanation, but they've come up empty. No signs of animals, no structural issues that could explain the sounds, just the footsteps.
That is creepy.
It is.
It's almost like someone or something is walking around up there with a purpose. You mentioned that Thomas Mayen was like a big part of the town's history.
Yeah.
Could those footsteps somehow be connected to him?
Well, it's a possibility, but we're really venturing into speculation territory there. I mean, there's no concrete evidence to link those footsteps to Mayen or any other specific person.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So we've got lights in the windows and footsteps in a locked room. What other spooky stories does Forestville have in store for us?
One of the most intriguing mysteries is the sightings of a woman
Okay.
in 19th century clothing
Oh, wow.
near the old schoolhouse.
Oh, okay.
So imagine walking through the woods and seeing this figure, this like out-of-time figure just standing there and watching you.
Yeah.
And then she vanishes.
Oh, that sends chills down my spine, just thinking about it.
Right.
Like something out of a ghost story. So are there any theories about who this woman might be?
There has been a lot of speculation, of course.
Yeah.
Some folks believe she could be the spirit of a former resident,
Right.
maybe a teacher or a student from the schoolhouse.
Right.
And there's even a story about a young boy who disappeared in Forestville back in 1873.
Wow.
Some wonder if she could be connected to that tragedy.
A lost child and a mysterious woman in, like, period clothing.
Yeah.
It's like the pieces of a ghost story are starting to come together.
Right.
But this all makes me wonder, is there anything particularly significant about the 19th century closing?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's one of the details that deepens the mystery.
Right.
If we could pinpoint a specific style or fashion from the 1800s, it might give us a clue about when this woman might have lived, or at least when her spirit is
It's
anchored.
like she's a puzzle waiting to be solved.
Right.
So we've got flickering lights, unexplained footsteps,
Yeah.
a woman at a time. Is there anything else strange happening in Forestville?
Well, all of this is made even more intriguing by the fact that Forestville isn't the only place with spooky happenings in this area.
What?
Yeah, so right nearby, there's Mystery Cave.
Okay.
It's Minnesota's longest known cave system.
Hold on. A ghost town and a mysterious cave right next to each other.
Yep.
It seems like this whole area is like a hotbed for strange phenomena.
That's one way to put it.
So tell me more about this mystery cave.
Okay.
What kind of things are happening there?
So imagine this. You're deep inside the cave. It's dark, the only light coming from your headlamp. And suddenly you hear faint whispers echoing through the tunnels.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not dripping water or wind whistling. It's something that sounds almost human.
That's giving me goosebumps just like picturing that in my head.
Right.
Those whispers sound truly unsettling.
Yeah.
Have people actually seen anything down there, or is it mainly just sounds?
Seeing something is rare. But the whispers are pretty frequent. And they're not just stories told by visitors. Even the cave guides have had their own experiences with them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like one guide told this story about leading a tour, and everyone in the group suddenly went silent.
Oh, no.
And they all heard it. A low, murmuring voice coming from a tunnel they hadn't even entered yet.
A voice calling out from the, like, uncharted depths of a cave?
Yeah.
That is the stuff of nightmares.
That's pretty creepy.
I can't even imagine how the tour group reacted to that.
I bet they wanted to turn right back around.
I think I would have.
Yeah, and there's another chilling story connected to Mystery Cave.
Oh.
The legend of the vanished explorer.
Okay, yeah, I think I've heard whispers about this one.
So the details are a little hazy.
Yeah.
But the core of the legend is that an explorer ventured into the unmapped parts of the cave and was never seen again.
Wow.
Like, no trace of him was ever found.
So he just disappeared into the darkness.
Basically.
It's terrifying to think about. Is there any chance he could still be down there somewhere? Like, lost in all those tunnels?
I mean, it's highly unlikely after all this time, but it does add an unsettling feeling to exploring the cave, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what else might be hidden down there in the darkness.
It's like the cave itself holds secrets that it doesn't want to reveal.
Maybe.
So we've got a town full of ghost stories.
Yeah.
A cave with whispers and a vanished explorer. Is there any chance these two places could be connected?
There's this persistent rumor about a hidden tunnel, you know.
Oh, really?
Connecting Forestville to Mystery Cave.
What?
Yeah, nobody's ever actually found it. But just the idea of it, right?
Yeah.
Just adds another layer of intrigue to this whole area, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. A secret passage.
Yeah.
Linking a ghost town to a mysterious cave.
I know.
It's like something straight out of an adventure novel.
It really is.
And it makes you wonder if all these events,
Yeah.
right? The lights, the footsteps, the woman in the schoolhouse, the whispers in the cave, and they're all somehow connected.
Yeah, it is fascinating, isn't it? You have these two places side by side, both just steeped in mystery. And the stories themselves kind of mirror each other in a way.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, you've got those unexplained sounds, the apparitions, above ground in Forestville.
Yeah.
And then below ground in Mystery Cave, you have the whispers and that legend of the vanished explorer.
It's like they're two sides of the same coin.
Right.
They're like the visible world of the town and then this hidden world beneath it.
Yeah.
Man, if I were more adventurous, I'd be so tempted to go searching for that tunnel myself.
Oh, yeah.
But for those of us who, prefer to stay above ground, are there ways to, like, experience Forestville? Learn more about its history, its mysteries safely?
Oh, absolutely. During the day, Forestville is a charming historical site. You can wander through those preserved buildings.
Okay.
Talk to costumed interpreters,
Yeah.
really get a sense of what life was like in a 19th century town.
That sounds like a great way to, like, step back in time, really get a feel for the place. But for those of us who are drawn to the, spooky side of things, is there a way to experience Forestville after dark?
Oh, there definitely is. They offer nighttime tours.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And they focus on the paranormal side of Forestville. Imagine exploring the town under the moonlight.
Yeah.
Armed with just a flashlight.
Okay.
Listening to stories about all the unexplained events that have happened there. You might even have your own encounter with the supernatural.
Okay, that sounds both incredibly cool and totally terrifying. So, after all this, after diving into the spooky history, the eerie stories of Forestville and Mystery Cave. I mean, where do we land? Is this place truly haunted, restless spirits, or is there something else going on?
I think that's the beauty of a place like Forestville. It just leaves you with more questions than answers. Maybe there are logical explanations for everything that's been reported. Or maybe there are forces at work that we just don't fully understand.
I love that. It's a good reminder that there's still so much mystery in the world, even in places that seem familiar. Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into the spooky secrets of Forestville, I'm left wondering, could the events in the town and the cave be connected? Are these separate mysteries waiting to be solved? Or is there something more, something deeper at play here, something that links the stories of the living and the dead in this forgotten corner of Minnesota?
That's a question for all of you listening to ponder. Do your own research, explore the stories, and maybe even plan a visit to Forestville. You might be surprised by what you discover, what secrets the town chooses to reveal to you.
And if you have any experiences or thoughts or theories about Forestville, we would love to hear from you. Share your stories with us and keep exploring the mysteries that surround us. Until next time, keep an eye out for the flicker of a ghostly light in the window. You never know what might be watching.